Senator Schmitt.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Welsh, I want to follow up on some of the questions that that Senator Vance asked as well in that line of questioning. I'd like to hear in your words a brief summation because I have limited time. Why do you believe it's important for us to have a goal of net zero carbon emissions by 2050?
Thank you. So, as I mentioned, that's an administration.
Now I'm asking you because you're the executive director. What is that? Do you agree with that?
Well, in my professional capacity, my responsibility is to implement that type of policy goal that's made at a level of the White House.
Okay, if you were to articulate the position then that evidently may or may not be yours, what is the stated reason for this?
Well, there's several reasons, but first and foremost, the nature of the challenge and the impacts of climate change demand the types of emission reductions.
So China last year alone permitted 2 coal-fired plants a week. Do you honestly believe that tying the arm behind the aviation industry here in the United States is going to make 1 iota of difference if China and India is not on board?
So, first, it was actually the U.S. airlines that took this goal before.
No, I know, but I'm talking about the stated position now of this administration.
Right, but the U.S. airlines collectively set a net zero 2050 goal before the administration did. So actually, we followed.
Okay, so the administration is just following the lead of the airline industry. They don't really care about it. Is that your position? Because Joe Biden said last week that we have a climate time bomb. Do you believe that we're in imminent risk of peril from the climate right now? There's a climate time bomb?
I'm not familiar with those specific comments. As I said, the urgency and the nature of climate change do demand the types of reductions that have been proposed.
Okay. In May 20th of last year, there was an advisory committee on transportation equity. A press release went out that the ACTE will consist of equity practitioners. I don't know what an equity practitioner is, but an equity practitioner advising the department on its strategies centering around 4 equity objectives. I can mention them. Have you been advised in your capacity of what those recommendations are from the advisory committee on transportation equity?
No, sir, I'm not familiar with that commission. Thank you.
Okay. The DOT has 1,700 new employees for the new infrastructure law. How many of those that you oversee are dedicated to DEI initiatives?
Sir, I'm not familiar with I don't have an answer to your question. That's something I'd have to follow up on.
I'd love to get an answer to that. And then in the strategic plan, the DEIA strategic plan by the Department of Transportation is on page 18 to develop and implement a training curriculum for more inclusive and equitable hiring practices. Could you explain to me what equitable hiring practices would consist of?
So again, Senator, I think the specifics of that are beyond my area of expertise, but I think it is important to reflect the priority of the Department of Transportation on DEI and that role in hiring.
Okay, so in your capacity as executive director, what trainings have you implemented as it relates to DEIA initiatives?
Well, there are various trainings that we've had an opportunity to participate in and that employees can take at the FAA. I don't have a specific list to share with you now.
Okay, could you please follow up with any and all materials related to these training initiatives? Thank you.
Yes, Senator.
I think one of my concerns here is that the stated mission of the FAA is the stated mission. Our continuing mission is to provide the safest, most efficient aerospace system in the world. And what I continue to hear from you and from others who've come before this committee, that's actually not the priority at all. The priority is this climate agenda. The priority are these DEIA initiatives. And when people are flying 30,000 feet above the earth, what they want to know is that they're going to get home safe to their family, that they can afford a plane ticket. And this administration's radical agenda is simply out of step with the priorities of the American people. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Senator Sullivan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I just want to comment on Senator Schmitt's